Do you actually know what your cat is doing when they arch their back into your hand? Most people assume it's a stretch, or a warning, or just something cats do. But here's what nobody tells you. That arch is one of the most deliberate signals in feline biology. And you've been living inside it without realizing what it means. Your cat isn't reacting, they're responding. There's a difference, and it changes everything. The spine is the most neurologically sensitive part of your cat's body. A 2018 study from the University of Veterinary Medicine Vienna found the dorsal ridge carries 3 times the nerve concentration of the flank. 3 times. So when your cat pushes into your hand right there, and they're not just enjoying the pet, they're trusting you with the most sensitive place they have. That's not a casual gesture. That's not habit. And here's the part that gets stranger. This only happens with certain people. Not everyone gets the arch. We'll get to why in a moment. But the short answer is, you earned it. That's not your cat being friendly. That's your cat choosing you. When your cat arches into your hand, their body is doing something involuntary. The muscles along their spine, the erector pili, fire the same way yours do when you get goosebumps. Same mechanism, same trigger, a rush of positive sensation so strong the body just responds. A 2020 study from UC Davis found this reflex activates during moments of high positive arousal in cats. Not stress, not fear. The good kind of overwhelming. You gave your cat chills. Think about that for a second. You weren't doing anything dramatic. You were just sitting there, reaching down. And your cat's nervous system lit up. A woman named Claire noticed this with her rescue cat, Miso. For 8 months, Miso barely let her close. Then one evening, she reached down without thinking and felt that arch push back into her palm. She said she actually teared up. She didn't know what it meant yet, but she felt it. That's the thing about this reflex. It bypasses intention. Your cat can't fake it, can't perform it, can't decide to do it. It just happens. When you're the reason it's safe to feel that good. Your cat doesn't do this with everyone, not the house guest, not the neighbor who feeds them when you're away, not even the person who's been trying for months. A 2019 study from the University of Lincoln tracked the solicitation arch across multi-person households. Cats directed it toward 1 or 2 specific individuals. Consistently, the others got tolerance, maybe affection, but not this. Tonight, watch what happens when someone else reaches for your cat in the same spot. Same motion, same pressure. Watch if they get the arch. They probably won't. And no, this has nothing to do with who feeds them more. The Lincoln researchers specifically controlled for that. Food didn't predict it. Bond did. A man named David had 2 roommates who both loved his cat, Pepper. Pepper was friendly with everyone. But the arch? Only ever for David. His roommates noticed before he did. You're on a very short list. Your cat has assessed every person in their world. The best part is just getting started. Drop your city in the comments and don't forget to hit like and subscribe. Measured something invisible. Safety, consistency, something they can't name but absolutely feel. And they chose you. If this is already changing how you see your cat, stick around for point 6. That one genuinely surprised me. And if you're finding this useful, a subscribe helps more people discover what their cats have been trying to tell them. There are 2 arches. They look almost identical. They mean opposite things. The arch you know from Halloween, back high, fur spiked, sideways stance. That's fear. Sympathetic nervous system. Fight or flight. Your cat is making themselves look larger because they feel threatened. The arch your cat gives you when you reach down? Neurologically, the opposite. Parasympathetic, calm, open. A 2021 paper in the Journal of Feline Medicine described these as contextually and neurologically inverse responses that share only their shape, same curve. Completely different animal. Here's why this matters. If you've ever pulled your hand back during the petting arch, worried you'd pushed too far, you may have interrupted one of the most trusting moments your cat was offering you. Not a warning, an invitation. And hey, if this is already making you see your cat differently, hit that like and subscribe. That's how these videos reach more people who actually want to understand what their cats are telling them. This connects to something even stranger we'll get to in point 6. And point 5 is going to reframe what you think trust actually looks like in a predator. Both of those land harder than you'd expect. Your cat is a predator. Every instinct they have is built around not being caught off guard. So when they expose their spine, the most sensitive, least defensible part of their body, that's not casual. A 2017 study from Oxford's Animal Behavior Lab found that cats in the wild almost never present their dorsal ridge to another animal unless they've assessed that animal as completely safe. Completely. Stop. Think about that for a second. Your cat has run every calculation, every time you moved too fast, every loud noise you made, every time you respected their space, and every time you didn't. They've been building a file on you since the day you met, and they decided you passed. A woman named Sarah adopted a cat named Fig after a difficult year. Fig was skittish for months. Then one quiet Sunday morning, Fig walked across the couch, stopped beside her, and arched. Sarah said she felt like she'd been handed something fragile. She had. A predator just showed you their softest place. That's not your cat being comfortable. That's your cat telling you they've never felt safer than right now, with you. When your cat arches into your hand, your brain changes. So does theirs. A 2019 study from Azabu University in Japan measured oxytocin levels in both cats and their owners during positive physical contact. Both spiked within 30 seconds. The same bonding hormone that fires between a mother and newborn, firing between you and your cat on a Tuesday evening. You're not petting your cat, you're in a loop together. Next time your cat arches, try this. Don't rush it. Don't move your hand faster or reach for a new spot. Just slow down. Hold the pressure steady for 10 seconds longer than you normally would. Watch what happens to the arch. It deepens. They push back harder. The signal gets louder because you finally answered it at the right speed. A man named Tom said he'd owned cats his whole life and never once slowed down like that. The first time he did, his cat, Rue, stayed pressed against his hand for almost a full minute. He said it felt like a conversation he'd been having wrong for years. That's not nothing. That's everything. And it sets up the last point, which is the quietest one, and the one that stays with you longest. Sometimes your cat arches when you're not there. Not a stretch. Not a response to touch. Researchers observing cats during REM sleep have documented microactivations of the erector pili muscles, the same muscles that fire during the petting arch, the body rehearsing a feeling, or remembering one. Your cat dreams, and somewhere in that dream, you're there. You'll never see it. It happens in the dark, on the couch, while you're asleep in the other room. No audience, no reward, just your cat's body responding to something it carries even when you're gone. That's not instinct. That's not habit. That's what it looks like when you've become part of someone's sense of safety so completely. They feel you even in your absence. Every arch they've ever given you. Every time they pushed into your hand and held there. They weren't performing. They weren't asking for anything. They were just telling you the only way they know how. You are safe to me. You are the reason I can rest. It's not for you.